This time we're going to simplify ratios that are written in the form of a fraction. This is very similar to the last one, where we have to put the fractions as the same type. To do that, we have to make the denominators the same. Currently the fractions are of different types because the denominators are different. They will be the same type when the denominators are the same. So this is very similar to the example where we had different units. We have to do the unit conversion. We're doing something similar here. So to make the denominator the same, I recognize that I just need to write 2/5 as 4/10. Remember, 4/10 is an equivalent fraction. So I've written 2/5 as 4/10 by scaling up that fraction by 2. Now the denominators are the same. Once the denominators are the same, I can drop the denominator. I don't need to include that in my ratio now, because both parts of the ratio are now of the same type. They are tenths. So I can write that as 4 to 6, and then I just need to identify my common factor and then simplify, and maybe repeat that process if I need to until the ratio is fully simplified. But the trick is to make sure we understand that the fraction has to be written as the same type. 2/5 and 6/10 are not the same type initially. And therefore, to really simplify, we need to write them as the same type. So 2 to 3. Now you can look at 2/5 and 6/10 and be like, well, I could scale down 6/10 and simplify 6/10 so it has a denominator of 5. And you could have done that as well, right? So for this one, we've got 2/3 to 10/12. So I'm going to scale that fraction up by multiplying both parts of the fraction, top and bottom, by 4. So I'll get 8/12, 10/12. Now that both denominators are the same, I can drop the denominator and just write the numerators as the ratio, so 8 to 10. And those of you that hate when anyone doesn't write on the lines properly, I apologise. You've got 8 to 10, we simplify that. 2 is a common factor, so you get 4/5. And that is that ratio fully simplified. For the third one, again 3/4 to 18/20. I'm going to multiply the first part of the ratio by 5, both numerator and denominator, so that I get 15/20. Now that the denominators are the same, I can drop the denominator from the ratio and just write it as 15 to 80 again. Very similar to when we did the unit conversions. Once the units were the same, we dropped the units from the question. This time we dropped the denominator. Now we simplify by identifying a common factor, and we end up with 5 to 6. This 3 was a common factor. Now when we have mixed fractions, it just creates another interesting situation. We just need to write these as top-heavy fractions. So we do 3 times 2 plus 2, which is 8/3. 9 times 1 plus 1 is 10/9. Okay? 3 times the whole number 2 plus the numerator is 8. 9 times the whole number 1 plus the numerator is 10. Now I've got to make the first fraction the same, the denominator in the first fraction the same as the one in the second. So I multiply the entire first fraction by 3, so I get 24/9. Denominators are the same, so I can drop the denominator and write as 24 to 10. And then I just need to identify a common factor and simplify. The common factor is 2, so when I simplify, I end up with 12